is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gonna do. We gotta
Yo. What's going on, everybody, man?
Hey, what up? We here. Even though the world is trying so hard in every way to keep me from streaming tonight, I'm here. Let's go. I have run into every problem under the sun today that have kept me from streaming. That's why the stream is started at like 12:20 at night. So show some love for your boy here, man, and give me a like and sub, man, on YouTube. If you like the content, if you like the stream, if you like the videos, if you like what we're doing here, share the stream with your friends. And also, be sure to check out the Facebook group page, Keep Pounding in all caps, for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, as well as schedules for our streams and our channel, plus Yahoo Sports Fantasy Football League. Keep Pounding channel league. That info will be there as well. So, with that in mind, let's get things moving. Let's get it moving, folks. First thing I want to address is thank you very, very much for the 500 Facebook subs. Let's go! 500 Facebook memberships. Yes, sir. Hey, man. We're going to celebrate properly tomorrow with the second part of this stream, man. That's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate properly that 500 member stream, man. That's beautiful. Hey, y'all made this possible. Everybody here made this possible. And I love each and every one of y'all from the bottom of our heart. We started this from the ground up 3 years ago, and we built this amazing, beautiful community. It's a family. It really is. It's a beautiful family. And we're all here looking out for each other. We're all taking care of each other, and we encourage those healthy debates with each other, and it's just all amazing people. It's not even so much the number as it is the people involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 500 incredible people on Facebook, and we're approaching that on YouTube as well. We got about 485, something like that. Somebody get me the number. Y'all probably figure it out. But we're on the road to 500 on YouTube as well, and that's big. That's real big. I did not expect this when I started out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I did not expect this at all. I thought we'd get maybe the 200, small crowd out of the Panthers fan base, and then that would be that. We'd have our small group that just gets along with each other and debates properly. And then the rest of the fan base would be like, whatever, But since I started opening it up to like all the 32 team fan bases and pretty much anybody that was new to football, you know, and I started showing people, you know, this is what we do and this is who we are, and we haven't changed since the beginning. Since day one, we have not changed at all. Our philosophy, our effort, our work ethic, anything we do here, you know, and especially our personalities and who we are. We have not changed a single bit, and we're just going up for a reason, you know, and it's so beautiful to watch. God, it's so beautiful. Just shout out to all y'all, man, that have been here since the beginning, and even the newcomers, man, that are just joining today. Thank you so much. No matter what time that you started joining in or you came in, man, I appreciate every one of y'all, man. That's real. That's real emotion right there. You know, welcome on in. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the family. Man, that's what's up, man. And I never dreamed that we would get to this point. You know, to where every one of these people, you know, without a doubt, is sticking around and not going anywhere. You know, and showing that support each and every day. I get it through DMs. I get it through comments on the page. I get it through YouTube chat here. I get it through Facebook chat. I get it everywhere, man. And it's, God, it's so cool, man. Thank you so much for being who you are and not changing, you know, and being the amazing people you are. It means so much. With that in mind, shout out to Lock Poppy and David Screws. Shout out to Dimitrik. Dimitrik's one of the newcomers, but I know he's trying to start up his own stream over on Facebook as well. Much luck to you, man. I hope you get to 500 as quickly as I did, man. Maybe even quicker, you know, because these go sub to him and go follow him, man. You know, when he gets his stuff off the ground. If you want to plug your stuff in the Facebook chat, go for it, man. Or in YouTube chat. Plug them in both, man. Because they watch both. So go check it out. Because I'm multi-platforming. But yeah, definitely shout out to Lock Poppy. He's been around for the longest time, man. I love this dude. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around, bro. That's what's up. Alright, that being said, let's kind of get into the content here. We only got about 2 hours here because I'm going to try to get some sleep, maybe 2.5. I don't want to push 3 tonight because I need some sleep. You know what I mean? I got to be able to do what I got to do tomorrow too. Because we're looking at part 2 of the stream tomorrow and a post-game stream as well. So, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. You already know. But we'll celebrate that 500 properly tomorrow, man. We're going to break out the apple cider, man. We're going to celebrate. That's some real stuff right there. Shout out to Paul. What's up, man? Long-time friend of mine, too. What's good, man? Alright, let's get into the content here. We got some interesting stuff for you guys today. But I mainly want to get into the context and details today. Because I'll just run through chat. Dimitri says, sup? Sup back to you, man. Yep. Flex on him. Let's go. Alright, David Screws says, rough year, but we will get through this. There's hope down the road. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We never stay here, man. We never stay here. We just gotta keep pushing forward. Hashtag keep pounding. Hashtag fire rule. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I want to see in this chat right now. Facts. I need to see more of that right there. I heard they were starting Terrence Marshall. Yes, they are. Let's quickly get into that. That was one of the topics I wanted to talk about. And I'm not going to spend much time on this because it's really irrelevant, and I'll tell you why. Because even if Laviska was healthy, he wouldn't even see that much time on the field anyway. How many snaps has this dude gotten, since the beginning of the season? Like, barely any. And he's only been thrown to, like, that one time. And he got a touchdown out of it. So, Matt Rule says, oh, so you could do that now, huh? You could actually do the things that we're looking for out of the RPO. No. Let's sit you down. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much. We're trying to choke here, man. We're trying to choke. We don't need people like you out here. There ain't no point. There ain't no point in having this dude out there. Nah. Why would we want that? Why would we want touchdowns, bro? Why in the world would we possibly want that? When we can't win a game if we don't score more than 17 points a game. God. You're literally sitting on TMJ. You're literally sitting on Laviska. You're sitting on Shi Smith, and you're barely using these guys. You're barely throwing the ball to CMC. And it's a clear coaching issue. I mean, I don't know how else to describe this at this point. I literally don't. It all boils down to the main three things, man. It's coaching, it's motivation, which we don't have that either, and it's chemistry, and we don't have that either. So, I mean, it bounces back to those three things. And all of these subjects that we talk about bounce back to those three things. And it's every week. So I want y'all to recognize that. Shout out to Sean. How you doing, man? Hope your night's going well. And, what's the point? What's the point in even starting TMJ if you're not even going to use him? What's the point in even having Laviska healthy if you're not even going to use him? I mean, frankly, I don't see any... I didn't even bother with that news. To be honest with you, there's no point because we're not going to use either one. So why even waste the time and even cover that subject? But everybody wants to make that a big deal. Oh, TMJ's coming in. Watch him only get like 4 snaps. Because of Matt Rule. What? Watch what I'm telling y'all. We're not even going to go to him. We're going to be going to CMC, trying to get him the ball in receptions. We're going to try to go to CMC in the rushing game, trying to run him into the brick wall that is the left side, of the defensive line, because our O-line is not good over there, and we're just not going to get anything in those two areas. And it's sad, bro, because as Steve Smith is about to tell you, we're running the RPO without the R. It's just a PO. It's just a PO, bro. That's exactly what it is. And I would know what an RPO is because my Clemson Tigers keep running the RPO every year simultaneously. And they've succeeded with it. I've watched Lamar Jackson run versions of the RPO in Baltimore. I've watched Russell Wilson run parts of it in Seattle. So I'm very familiar with the RPO and what it's supposed to be. But you gotta have the talent on the field to actually execute it. Again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, we don't use Shy Smith, we don't use LaVisca, and we're not using TMJ. So what's the point of even running an RPO if you're not going to use these guys? It's just your balanced, typical Panthers offense. That bland, stale cereal, that you get in the mornings. That's exactly what our offense is, man. Because we're not spicing it up. We're not taking it up a notch, man. And that's exactly the problem there, man. And I'm not going to go any further with that because there's no point in doing it. It all goes back to coaching. Folks, it's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah. Send out 500 of those. Yes, sir. This fan was a brotherhood. Best Panther content on YouTube, in your opinion? Man, I appreciate that. My goal isn't to be the best. It's simply to have our voices heard by this management and to improve this franchise and get them to the best of their ability that we know that they can get to. Break through those glass ceilings and be who they are. Be the role models for the league that everybody needs. And it improves our lives too. We're happy on Sundays because we win. So and also the goal is to create a beautiful community, and we have done so far, to where everybody can come in here and healthfully debate and be kind and courteous and just be the amazing people they are. It's a beautiful thing. And that's what we are right now, man. That's exactly what I strove to build, is exactly what we have right now. And I hope we keep it that way, man, for as long as I'm able to keep doing this. And so, what's up, Vietnam? How you doing? Shout out to you. Fire Rule, absolutely like Poppy. Will Shipley is a beast. Yes, he is. I will agree with that. All right. On to the content. Let's hear from, him as Agent 89, the GOAT. Let's hear what he has to say.
You got Christian McCaffrey. He doesn't get the ball. Deontay Foreman, he's not on the team right now. I'm not sure why. Rashad Higgins, you dress him, he doesn't play. You running RPOs, and all you running is PO. You're not running no R's.
Nobody's getting fooled. Yeah, nobody.
Who? It's not happening. The Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Wow. I do have to read a stat. We do watch and listen to our fans, and one of the fans said, "Man, Steve, I need more banter, less stats, right? Too many numbers." I'm also a numbers guy because I like numbers, right? I like the numbers to tell me something. So I'm going to give you one number that really summarizes why I'm extremely disappointed in the Carolina Panthers losing a game this week, because it does not get better after this.
Man, let me say this real quick. I love Steve Smith. I love Steve Smith. This man has the backbone to say what he needs to say, and he's not afraid to say it. He backs up everything he says, and, you know, this guy is who he is. He is who he is. You're not getting anything less than the genuine article from Steve Smith. You know, I got hats off to this dude, man. Hats off to this dude for real. Because he's about to spit some truth out here right now. And I love what he said. You know, he is about the numbers, and he is about listening to people as well. He is about seeing the full picture as a whole. And that's, man, mad respect for that right there. Mad respect. The GOAT.
Right, my two favorite teams right now, obviously Carolina Panthers, and then my Utah Utes. Right, my Utah Utes are playing UCLA this week, and next week USC. Two tough games. Yes, yes, it's gonna be. So you can't go out here sleepwalking and lollygagging. Right, can't be butterfly chasing, booger picking. You got to be ready to go the next couple of weeks. The Arizona Cardinals, prior to Sunday's game, trailed 95% of the offensive snaps.
Wow.
95%
Y'all hear
of
that?
the offensive snaps. And the one game they won was off a defensive touchdown.
Right.
And we lost to that team. It was pedestrian like the first half.
And let me tell you something. Let me remind folks, this is the worst defense in the league. Worst defense in the league. Let's continue.
Oh, it was miserable.
He ain't
like
wrong.
Watching a football game, what? Look at all my notes. I was just asterisking, highlighting, and it was just. Whew.
So last week I asked you about DJ Moore,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost as if the local Carolina media took what you said and did the opposite. They immediately went to his locker and said, "What do you guys need to do to get on the same page?"
Mm.
But leading up to the exact opposite thing you said helps a team.
Right.
What's got is this a dead team? Is
Right
DJ
question.
Moore is he about to be asking out? Are they going to be going back to Darnold the second he gets healthy? What's going on in Carolina?
I really believe DJ Moore has handled himself in the most professional manner that a wide receiver. You talk about wide receivers are divas. You talk about wide receivers this or that. I tell you who is the most unstable group, the most unstable and shielded and coddled group is the quarterbacks. Actually, they get all the money and they get coddled and they get protected in ways that sometimes is not productive for the team.
Facts.
Right. I'm not Dan Orlovsky. Not gonna act like I'm Dan Orlovsky.
Facts.
I like Dan. I'm really impressed with a lot of quarterbacks, whether they're backup or not, because quarterbacks get the advantage of when you're a quarterback or a backup quarterback, whether you're good or not, doesn't matter. You get so much intel and information. They have to know the routes. They have to know the verbiage. They have to know why sliding, what all the different moving parts of the offense. Not every quarterback physically and mentally are built the same. They are not.
Definitely.
True.
Right. And with that being said, sometimes teams are willing to protect their quarterback so much that they can not even realize they can erode at the good relationship and at the locker room of your team, right? And when you started saying they're not on the same page, and when I start looking at 9 batted balls, right? So I was talking about Dan Orlowski. Dan pointed out some things about the Carolina Panthers, and he, to some degree, everybody has tips that we give out. There's a tip back in the day that Terrell Suggs told me that he knew about Ben Roethlisberger. And it was a small tip that how Big Ben's foot was under center, whether it was like, I think it was his heel was up or down or flatter. It was something he knew it was pass or run, so whatever. Whether it's true or not, doesn't matter. That was.
I want to say something real quick. I saw something that Big Ben was actually giving out tips to the new Pittsburgh quarterback. I saw this the other day, and I was like, okay, cool. It was a short video, where everybody's complaining about the quarterback's footwork and whatnot like that, and Big Ben's just like, don't even worry about it. I threw a pick, on my first time out there too. Don't worry about it. Shake it off. And the said quarterback has continued to have success since. And I think y'all know who that quarterback is. If you've been paying attention. It's one of the ones that were on our radar that we could have drafted. But we chose not to because, for reasons that had to do with needs, and I believe that was Marty's draft, if I'm not mistaken. But, point being, the guy's doing just fine right now. And everybody called him kind of an underrated quarterback and this, that, and the other. And Big Ben says, nah. Don't listen to the hype. Don't listen to all that nonsense. Just go out there and play. And look at him. And that's the advice I've got for Matt Corral. Developing in because Panther fans all have opinions. You know what I mean? We got some loud opinions too. And I'm not joking about that. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. Because right now, those loud opinions are going hardcore after Matt Rule. But, point being, we got some loud opinions. Whether we're winning or losing. And, when you finally get your shot, Matt Corral, just go out there and play, man. Don't worry about us. Just go out there and play. Just be you. You know what I mean? That's the best advice I can give you right now. Based off of Big Ben. And Big Ben is a legend. So there you go. So I figured I'd add that to what we're already listening to. Alright, let's continue.
So with that being said, when the Carolina Panthers go 3-by-1 or 2-by-1, with a wide receiver with a condensed or a short split on the short side of the ball, on the short side of the field, we go quick out. I believe versus Cleveland Browns, Robbie Anderson is lined up. We try to throw a quick out, balls batted down. This weekend, same thing. We tried to throw it, condensed split, 3-by-1, quick out, batted ball. J.J. Watt. Man, the thing why I'm mentioning this is if I'm sitting at home in sweatpants and socks with a heated blanket watching a football game? What do you think an organization that has analytics, scouting department, what do you think they're doing?
Right.
Watching the Carolina Panthers offensively, defensively, they're playing some good football. They're keeping we're getting left in the games. You cannot expect. I'm not making an excuse, but you cannot expect a defensive team, to chase around Kyler Murray for 40 minutes and not ask for a breather.
Right.
Facts.
Not get parched.
Facts.
Not get winded.
Facts.
Like Derek Brown is 300 and something pounds.
Thank you, Steve.
He's gonna get gassed.
Thank
gonna
you.
It's
Dude, I've been saying this for the longest freaking time. Thank you. Finally, somebody that's a former player is actually on board with this. Oh my gosh. Y'all have no idea how much I've sounded like a broken record on that statement right there. And I'll add again, the offensive linemen are not keeping the defensive hands engaged. That is part of your job as an offensive lineman. Keep them from doing the YMCA dance and breaking up these passes. I mean, J.J. Watt, for goodness sakes, has had a very poor last 3 years in the league. The last two at least were average at best. He just looked like an average pass rusher. And the numbers reflect that. And I don't know if it's just him getting older or what's going on there. Because I don't think it's injuries as much. I haven't seen him injured. But point being, he's slowed down. We should have been able to take advantage of that. And don't give me the height argument again, because I don't want to hear that. Russell Wilson is doing the same thing with a shorter frame. Okay? And he's got a better line than we do. So don't give me the height argument. I'm done listening to that one. He is exactly right when he said you cannot expect this defense to keep chasing around Kyler Murray for 40 minutes and not get winded. Facts. That is straight facts. You can't argue with that. That's why you see these guys winded and hands on hips and tired and worn out in the fourth quarter. It's common sense. It's football 101. For the people that don't understand this, man, do you really need us to paint a picture for you? Because you're literally seeing it every Sunday. Yeah, it's common sense. Defense can't play the whole game for you when the offense is mute. Exactly. Man, that just made me so happy to hear Steve Smith say that. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody that gets it. Finally, somebody that speaks English. Besides our crew here, man. Finally. Let's go.
It's going to happen.
Man, you're on the field for 40 plays. And how you can help yourself is, one, you got Christian McCaffrey. He doesn't get the ball. Deontay Foreman, he's not on the team right now. I'm not sure why.
Facts.
Right. Rashad Higgins, you dress him, he doesn't play. You're running RPOs, and all you running is PO. You're not running no R's.
Thank you.
Nobody's getting fooled.
Preaching.
Yeah, nobody.
Preach it, Speed.
Who?
Right. That's
Preach
what I mean.
it, 89.
Nobody.
We're here for it.
It's not happening. We're not getting any first downs. And when you don't get any first downs, man, you get one of these first downs, that's 3 extra plays, more opportunity, more rest for your defense.
Yes. And it keeps them
Man,
off
it's
the field
bad.
a little longer.
Man, it's bad football.
Thank you.
What's the fix?
There is no fix. You don't go out and get. There is no quarterback sitting at the house going, "Call me up, I'm ready.
No.
Put me in."
Well, I'm
Thank you.
sure there are people saying that, but they're wrong. Yeah, they're wrong.
They're not. There are no legitimate
Right.
guys that are sitting at home that are eligible to play in the National Football League that will change the trajectory of your football team like that.
True.
There are reasons why an individual or individuals are at the house right now.
Facts. Including Cam Newton, by the way, for all you Cam supporters out there. Listen up. He's not directly saying it, but he's alluding to that. Because I'm sure this man has gotten tons of comments about him. There's a reason he ain't signed, guys.
I have a small chance of playing football right now until I get on the football field and discover I haven't played football in 6.5 years. There's the reason why. No matter what my heart and mind think it may say, I'm telling you, here in North Carolina, Casey and JoJo, Jodeci, but my body's telling me no. Not happening.
Facts.
It's abundantly clear that the only way that the Carolina Panthers are gonna win any football games is we have to eliminate RPO game and start just getting under center, running the ball, establishing a run, getting some play action activity going on. And that is where actually Baker does really well.
Yep. I actually agree with that. If the RPO has not worked so far, it's not going to. With the weapons that we have, it's just not simply going to. For some teams, it's just not the best system to run. And that's okay. You run whatever works for you. You don't have to force a system to work. Especially if you don't have the players, you don't want to force a system to work for you. You want it to work with you. You want to be able to find that balance and that chemistry that you're looking for. You can't do that by forcing a system to work. You can't do that. You can't cram it and expect it to work. There's so many teams that have figured this out by now. And, Jacksonville with Urban Meyer, they just figured that one out, They fired him recently, The Chip Kelly disaster, again, that's the same thing. Eagles didn't want to run the RPO. You can't force them to. If it's not working, it's just not right, man. Certain types of quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson can do it. Russell Wilson can do it. You have to have that certain type of quarterback, and Baker is not that type of quarterback. So I don't know what Ben or the proper linemen, that are systematically geared towards the RPO to make it work. Man. I mean, we're not quite done yet with this video,
But this hero ball that he's trying to play, you trying to orchestrate. You had 51 plays last week, and 38 of them are pass plays because you've gotten yourself off schedule so bad.
Thank you. You can't cram it.
And Baker thinks he's like Mahomes. Like, he thinks he's better outside the pocket, and the numbers just do not back that claim up. Like, he is a pocket passer, and he I don't know if he doesn't trust his line. I don't know if he doesn't trust himself.
Oh, he definitely doesn't trust his height.
He wants to see that extra field when he gets outside the pocket, but for whatever reason.
Well, part of it, I think, is he's getting out is because
he definitely doesn't trust his line. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're not built for the RPO. Ding, 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 ding. Goes back to, guess what? Management. We're back here again, folks. You can't go forcing something if it's just not right. I mean, we can lead the horse to water, but we can't make him drink. Matt. We got clown rule over here, man. I'm telling you. Stop trying to force something if it just ain't right, bro. Take off the clown nose. Get rid of the wig here, man. And get real, man. It ain't working, bro. Your little 7-year plan is a joke. Everybody's seeing right through it. The only person it isn't is the man that needs to fire him. But let's continue.
He doesn't trust, we can say, oh, he doesn't trust his line. Okay, that's great. I understand there's a mistrust amongst players at different times. Like, if you're running a play off to the left and Garrett is off to the left and it's Ike Ekwonu off to the left, there's a probability that you may think that it may not work out well for you.
Right.
Yeah, I can
There's
see
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
Right.
I wouldn't be jealous you shouldn't be upset
Right.
that there's a hit of hesitancy that you're going to be successful.
Right.
The thing that I noticed with Baker Mayfield that I think Kyler Murray does well, Drew Brees does well, right, is understanding Kyler Murray has never been 6 feet.
No.
Legally, he's never been 6 feet. Now, on paper, he's probably 6 feet. We all were giants at some point. Like I believe when I was in junior college, I think I was listed as 6'1". Right?
Mm.
Ain't no way in Hades I'm 6'. But
Was that your call or was that
that was all me, baby. That was all me. That was all me. Hey, Steve, I saw 6'1".
the scouts come, you're standing extra straight. You get your back nice and straight. Like, look.
You can't stand extra straight to be 6'1" when you 5'9", 3'4".
But hey, yeah, he doesn't trust his line, and it's not just sometimes; it's most of the time. Okay, it's not just matchups; it's most of the time, folks, because this line is just not it. We've been trying to put together the right type of line, and these are the wrong types of players to fit the RPO. And if you want something like he's describing, the play action and all that stuff, yeah, this type of line probably works more towards that. It'll work more towards, sweep plays, run plays, stuff like that. Because it's a run first predominant offensive line. That's why you got people like Corbett. That's why you got people like Pat Eflin. Yes, these guys can run block. But can they pass block? Questionable on some of them. Throughout this depth chart. Real questionable. And you got Bozeman sitting on that bench, man. I'm telling you, and it's hard to tell against live action who this guy is. For me. You saw him last year with the Rams, but now it's just kind of like, okay, well, who is he in a Panther uniform? Big question mark. Because you're not playing him. You're not playing him. This is probably the best pass blocker on the entire offensive line. In our entire depth chart. And you're putting... Matt. Wake up and smell the coffee, man. Please. Please, do yourself a favor and play Bozeman. Just please. You're pulling the same nonsense you pulled with Sean Chandler last year. And granted, Pat Eflin is nowhere near as bad, in his position as Sean Chandler is at safety. But still, it ain't cool, man. It ain't cool. You don't sign a former Super Bowl safety center, secure line person, that barks out the orders at center, if you're not even going to use him. What's even the point? You're wasting money. You're wasting time. You're wasting this man's career when he could be somewhere else, doing the very things that he got to the Super Bowl for, along with several other people that were doing the same thing in the Super Bowl last year. You're wasting this man's career. Don't do this, bro. Oh, God, it breaks my heart to watch this wasted talent, man. It just breaks my heart. There's so much talent on this roster. And we're only getting better roster-wise every year because of Scott Fitterer. But Matt Rule doesn't know how to use these guys. It's just... I've gone on several rants about this stuff, but let's continue on.
Only thing that can help that is called an apple box.
Yeah, you got the lifts and the cleats that week. Yeah.
Anyway, so the thing that I noticed with Baker, right, that other guys have seen the master is Kyler, his ability to understand the throwing lanes. Kyler knows what size he is, and he understands the throwing lane. That is why some scouts don't really necessarily like shorter quarterbacks, because not every short quarterback knows how to throw through the throwing lanes.
Right.
Okay.
And it is
point.
a clear,
Good point.
from my observation, Baker Mayfield struggles to effectively throw through the throwing lanes like a Kyler Murray, like a Drew Brees,
Okay.
like a Doug Flutie.
Okay.
Right,
I
that
can
these
see that
players
argument.
who they weren't stature-wise, they weren't tall, but they knew how to see the routes through the throwing lanes.
He's got a point.
PJ, what is Ben McAdoo doing?
People
That's
have been
the
asking that
very
for
question of the
5
day
years
right
now.
there.
I mean, we're not giving the ball to any of our workhorses. We're not establishing anything. It's tough to watch. It is really tough to watch this football team perform last weekend.
You heard it out of the horse's mouth, folks. That's Steve Smith the GOAT saying that. And, he knows what he's talking about, man. Real talk. He doesn't mince words. He told you exactly how he feels. And it's the truth. This man speaks the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. And that's why I got respect for that right there. I got so much respect. Okay, as for Terrace Marshall playing, and we're not even getting into the defense yet. We're focused on the offense right now, because the offense seems to be the main source of the problem, since the defense is playing pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm not going to say they're top 10 material just yet, but not bad. Not bad. We're getting there. Rule says Terrace Marshall Jr. will play Sunday. He has earned that. I want y'all to center in on the words, he's earned that, okay? We're going to continue on with this quote. No matter who was healthy or out because of these great practice weeks. Now, the other thing I want you all to focus on this quote is, no matter who was healthy or out. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's focus on this first part here. He's earned that. Now, granted, we cannot be at some of these closed practices. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We have no idea. Alright, so when you hear your coach say that, you have to trust that, as law, because he's been at these practices way more than we have, except for the fact that this is Matt Rule. That's the problem here. And I don't trust a doggone thing this man says anymore. He's got that used salesman garbage going on, and I don't trust a word of it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not feeling any of it. And the second part of this, no matter who was healthy or out. So he was planning on starting Team J whether Laviska was healthy or not. Remember how I was saying that it wouldn't have mattered if Laviska was completely healthy or not? Here's your proof. Here's your proof right here. I hadn't even covered this quote yet. And now, you're starting to see the circle repeat itself. Matt Rule, with his bad roster management, saying, no matter who's healthy or not, we're just go with it. Because I'm Matt Rule. I'm Matt Rule. I'm head coach. I'm head coach. Type mindset. I have the power here. It's a power trip. This man is single-handedly trying to ruin us. Folks, open your eyes. If you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to. And we're just talking about the offense right now. We're not even talking about the defense. We're just talking offense, which is the main source of the problem. Don't even get me started on the safety position because, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. That got under my skin. Right there. I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to get into one of my rants again because y'all have already heard this stuff already. And then here we got Jamie Revis, okay, on Twitter. This is gonna be fun for you. Replying to Bianca Batuka, and I think y'all remember that name if you're a Panther fan back in the day. Bianca Batuka. Yeah. How many of y'all remember that name? I want to show of hands. Who remembers that name? How many of y'all are old school enough to remember that? He ate me, man. He ate me. God, that was one of my favorite names on this team. I swear. I loved it. But yeah. He says, I don't see Rule getting fired. I think we have 1, maybe 2 more years of upgrading quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends. He ain't never going to get it, man. This dude is never going to get it. You don't fix this team by continually upgrading quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends. The problem is simple. Coaching. It starts with coaching. How about we get the right quarterback in? How about we get the right wide receivers in and the right tight ends in? Screwing around and do it right. Man. Let's continue on. And we should be playing lights out after that. No, we won't. No, bro. No, we won't. Which is on target for Tepper and Rule's 5-year thing. You don't even know what Tepper and Rule's 5-year thing is, do you? Because none of the rest of us do. So how are you on board with it? How do you understand it? Please do fill us in, buddy, because we are so lost right now on what they're trying to do that it's not even funny. It's not funny anymore, bro. It was cute the first year. When he said it. It was cute the second year. A little less cute the second year, but now we're done with the cute, man. We're out of this, man. We're out of this mess. And at the time, I saw that, no comment, because y'all don't want me getting into a 30-minute rant on that right there. Y'all just don't. Because it's going to be the same old record playing stuff that I've been saying for the last God knows how many streams. Alright, moving on. Moving on to Baker Mayfield. Baker says, I don't care about the fact that our fans are booing or what's going on. You should, Bake. You should. You're missing you're missing the context clues here, man. We're not booing you. We never were. I'm going to continue to say it. We're not booing you, dude. We're booing Matt Rule. Stupid gnat. Been trying to kill him all week. Anyway, when we figure it out and we win, it's still going to be just us in the locker room. And that's all they care about. Wrong, sir. No. That's not all we care about. We care about building a winning culture in Carolina. Winning one game ain't going to do that. That lucky game against the Saints ain't going to do that, bro. We need more. And the fact that the fans are booing right now and booing Matt Rule should give you a clear indication of, oh shoot, this team is screwing up. We had better do something. Here's your clue. We're playing Blues Clues today, guys. Oh, I got a letter. What's in the letter? Matt Rule sucks. Fire Matt Rule. Wait, that's not our usual mail. Let's toss that aside, Baker. Oh my gosh, man. Come on, Bake. You're smarter than this. Please, dude. Please think for yourself. That's all I'm asking. Don't be a sheep under Matt Rule, man. Please don't. We got enough of those already. We don't need another one. And we darn sure don't need it to be our starting quarterback. Because every person that Matt Rule has brought in is a yes man. Think about that. He's a yes man. When Matt Rule says do something, it's like the Army. When your sergeant, your drill sergeant says do something, you don't question how high, you don't question when, you just do it. And that's the people that Matt Rule is bringing in. He's bringing in these little cadets, that follow his orders. Like Baker Mayfield and Robbie Anderson, that just follow along and just go along with it. And that's the problem, man. We need... Oh, man. People say we got too many shepherds in the locker room. No, we got too many sheep. That's the problem. And not enough shepherds. That's where we're at right now. It's the blind leading the blind. You know, and at this point, you know, even Helen Keller could see the fact that if any team scores more than 17 points on us, they win. Even Helen Keller could see that. That's where we're at, folks. But you know what's funny is, like, people were talking about that Denver and Indianapolis game, like, oh, we could beat either one of those teams. Oh my God. That game just put everybody to sleep. The Denver fans all left the stadium because they're just like, yep, we've seen this movie before. They're like, we've seen this movie before, y'all. This is some garbage. I'm not sitting around overtime for this. Yup, that's half our Panther fans too, man. I feel that, Denver. I feel that, Denver fans. I feel it for real. That's us too. We are right there with you, unfortunately. And ironically enough, y'all want to guess who the highest scoring offense is this year? If you haven't seen it, I'm going to let y'all guess. This is going to blow people's minds. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and guess. I'm going to give y'all a second, man. Think it over. Alright, y'all ready for the answer? It's Detroit. Detroit of all teams. Thank you, Lock Poppy. Someone's been doing research this week. Respect to the man. Detroit Lions of all teams have the highest offense. Everybody's just like, how can that be? Look at the defenses they played against. I mean, this is a particularly strong offense, though, too. But look at the defenses they've been playing against. I want to point this out to people, because I don't think they're seeing it. Look at this, Seattle. Seattle does not have a particularly strong defense, as evidenced by the fact that Detroit got 45 on them, when Detroit's been averaging about 30-something points a game. 28 to 35. Where we should be if Ben McAdoo actually knew how to do his job correctly, with all the weapons that we have. But I would settle for 24 to 28 because we're seeing a lot of scores here in between that range, you know. So that's fine. You know, competing with some of these guys, you know, at the average range will be fine. You know, I'm not going to argue with it, because we can at least win some games with that. But Seattle's defense has not been that great. And it's evidenced by looking at some of these Seattle scores. Let me bring these guys up. And this is the point I was trying to make. Seattle, during that first game, actually did put up a good defensive showing. You know, they allowed 16 points. Strong start, typical Seattle start, and then they start dropping off. They gave up 27 against the 49ers, against a strong offense, 27 against the Falcons, who have a better than average offense right now, and then 45 against a 45 against a particularly strong Lions team. A better than average Lions offense. Much better than an average at this point, I would say, because of the numbers. But it's not hard to see. This Seattle defense is not that great. Okay, so let's take a look at who Detroit has played so far. They offensively, they managed 35 points against the Eagles. They managed 24 against the Vikings before this past Sunday against the Seahawks, where they put up 48. So, this is a better than average offense here. And like I was saying, somewhere in between 24 and 35 points is what you're looking at offensively for Detroit on average, which is in the top echelon of the league right now. Because you got that section, and then you got the 24 to 28 section, and then you've got the 17 to 24 echelon of the league, which is the bottom section, which are not competing with anybody. And then you got the Denver Broncos and the Colts. So, let's be real. This is an impressive Detroit offense, and it is for real. Very much for real. And they proved that with the 48 that they put up. The 45 that they put up against the Seahawks. So, yeah. That's your Detroit breakdown. Yet somehow these guys are 1-3. I don't understand it. Until you start looking at Detroit's defense. Here we go, folks. They gave up more than they actually scored on offense, and you cannot win ball games if you do that. 38 points given up to the Eagles. 27 given up to Washington, even in a win. That's still, top upper echelon right now in scoring ranges. They gave up 28 to the Vikings. And they gave up 48 to the Seahawks. Ouch. When you really look at it, is the Cardinals defense the worst one in the league? I've got to argue that one, man. I've got to argue that one after looking at some of these scores. I think Detroit's down there, ladies and gentlemen. That's your typical Detroit Lions being the Detroit Lions. What else is there to say? Even Lions fans will tell you that. They're just like, yep, we're used to this. Even when we're winning, we're still the Lions. Give me a break, man. This is just comical. Oh, wow. Alright, anyway, I just thought that would be a little bit of fun to bring up. Even with everything else that's going on right now. But yeah, Lions defense definitely worse than the league. Arizona's down there in the 30 range. For sure. 30 or 31st. But, even then, we still managed to score only how many points last game against them? Unacceptable. Getting back to reality here, that's not cool. That's not acceptable. And I do agree with what Steve Smith did say about Baker Mayfield, in the throwing lanes. I'll give him that. He's got a point there. Next thing I want to address is the fact that we finally brought back these black end zones. Yes, sir. Love it. Keep them there, man. If you're going to run turf, then keep these things, man. Real talk. Keep these end zones. Because they are fire. I don't want to hear no more about, oh, it's ruining the grass, it's ruining the grass. You're running turf. Really? Don't tell me anything about, because Jerry Richardson was the owner at that point in time. Y'all got to remember this. Those were his end zones. He allowed that. And I'm so happy he did, man. Finally. At 2015, man, finally, we had end zones in a field that looked dope, dude. It looked worth going to see and look at. I mean, that. Granted, you want a team that goes with it, but still. I mean, appearance is a great first step. If you got something on the field worth looking at, that's the start of your battle to get people to come back. So on that note, I'm the only person that pointed these out this past week. And I do want to say thank you for bringing these back, man. It means the world to me as a Panthers fan, during that very special era of Panthers football. Because I feel like we truly had a legendary team in 15 that just, I have no way else of really describing it. I put out a video series on them, so if anybody hasn't seen those, go check them out, after the stream, or, whenever you get a chance to, go check those out. There's a video series, man. But, yeah, those end zones, that was a representation of a very, very different time period in Panthers history, and a very great one. Man. I'm just sitting over here being Wolverine, just looking back on 2015, just like, yep, those were the days. Those were the days, man. Y'all know the meme. But today, we've got Frankie Louvu. We got Frankie Louvu. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is my favorite current player right now. No offense to everybody else that's on here, man. But right now, Frankie is doing work. He is starting to really take over this defense in leadership-wise and in every way. And it's beautiful to watch him blossom as a player and as a person. Because when he first came up here, man, he was one of the quietest people in the locker room, didn't really do that much, didn't say that much. He just kind of went about his business and got things done. You still notice him getting stuff done, but as far as like him speaking up at a podium, nah, that wasn't really his thing. You know, and I respect it. I respect it. You know, because I used to be an introvert before I started streaming, so I get it. You know, it's hard to break out of that box. It really is. But once you break out of it, and I still have a little bit of introvertedness when it comes to society, but you know what I mean. I feel like everybody does to a degree. But once you break out of that box, it feels so much better, dude. You know, to be free of that and to be your own person, so to speak. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's better. All right, so let's address this. Ben McAdoo says, I was brought here to make an impact. Yeah. What impact were you trying to make? We're still trying to figure this one out, bud. Please tell me more about this, this impact that you were trying to make. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get what Ben McAdoo's trying to do. CMC says that there is no bad coaching. Okay, so let's address this then. CMC, what's your answer to that, man? If you say there's no bad coaching, then what's going on? What's your solution here to helping out this offense to get better? I'm open to listening to it, bro. I'm fully open to listening to it. You have earned the right many, many times over to speak your mind and be heard, and rightfully so, man. You're CMC. Come on, man. I want to hear what you got to say. You know, I may disagree with it. I may give some tough advice back, you know, but if I agree with it, I'm going to say I agree with it, you know. I'm a fair man. You know, I got to call stuff what it is, but, you know, at the same time, if you got a counter argument, please do. Like, we're here to hear it. We are all open ears. And maybe you know something that we're not understanding here. Please do share it if you can. You know, we're open to hearing it. And that's fully 100% genuine. Feel free to jump on here on our streams at any point, you know, and speak your mind. You know, whatever you want to do, man. Just DM me. You know, if you want to be on here and speak your mind. And we'll listen. We will absolutely 100% listen. You know, and like I said, listen to Steve Smith. There was very few things I could opportunity to do that, you know, and I feel like that is one of the core things that I have set out to do as a YouTuber was to try to give people a voice. You know, whether it be a player, whether it be a fan, whether it be somebody in the staff, you know, anywhere. Anywhere and any way. Speak your mind. You know, I may disagree with it. I may poke holes in it. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to let you speak your mind. You know what I mean? Whatever your thoughts are. Even if you're trolling. To a point, man. To a point. You know? But, I do want people to feel like they're being heard here, man. You know? We're a family, and you know, if you don't feel like sharing your mind, that's fine too. You know, yeah, He's loyal and professional. You know, I will say that about CMC, man. He's loyal and he's professional. Always. Okay, next thing I want to address. Look at this picture. This is Jared Allen. Okay? This is our offensive lineman. Now notice where our offensive lineman's hands are. Notice where the defender's hands are. This is exactly a visual representation of what I'm talking about. This dude has his hands completely up in the air. He's free to do whatever he wants. He can jump up in the air. He can dance around, do whatever he wants to do. And knock down the ball. He's got plenty of time to do that. Now notice who this is that's trying to block him. Number 60, right? I'll take things that make you go, for 500, Alex, when it comes to this team. I was speaking it earlier. I was saying it earlier. I spent a good 5 minutes on this. Why is this man under center for us on the starting line? Need I remind you, he fumbled the ball 6 times in the Cleveland game. Now, we got lucky. None of those went to the Browns, but how many more chances are you willing to take? How many more opportunities are you willing to risk the other team getting that ball, no matter who it is? You got Mr. Allen here going, YMCA. YMCA. Y'all know the song. Come on. I mean, it's not rocket science, man. Come on. And we got 2 or 3 of these linemen doing this garbage. I mean, it's clear as day. You are not containing his hands. You are not keeping them busy. You know, and you're not winning the battle on the line. And you're basically right in front of Baker Mayfield. Look at this. Look how much room Baker has in between him and Pat Elflein. Allen is basically running down your throat if you're Baker Mayfield. It's clear as day. And if anyone doesn't see it, I don't know what to tell you. I can show you that picture all day. People don't want to see it, though. They don't want to believe it. The people that are still in denial don't want to believe this, folks. It's unbelievable to me. But, you know, we almost had Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, too. Niners got him locked in. Frankie Louvu's contract extension. 2 years, $9 million. $3 million signing bonus, $4.5 million guaranteed, $3.48 million cap hit in 22, $5.5 million cap hit in 23. Done. Draw up the paperwork right now. Done. Don't hesitate. Don't even skip. Don't even skip out. Don't even try to negotiate this, man. Done. Done. Don't screw around. Get this man extended. Just do it. Do yourselves a favor and just do it. You do not want to lose Louvu, man. You don't. This is a potential franchise changer right here that we have on our hands. And if you let him slip, so help me, man, as a streamer, I will march up to Charlotte and I will protest outside your gates if you let this man go. So help me, I will do it. And I will bring a group with me, man. Because that is inexcusable. Because you would be letting go of the next AJ Klein. That I cannot abide by. I just need y'all to know that. I need y'all to know that right now. If you don't extend this man, and you let him walk, I'll be up there with signs protesting. I swear I will. This is my favorite player right now. And he's back in a practice jersey. So that's good. You know, he missed yesterday with a shoulder injury. This is the man that we cannot afford to lose on this defense. If we lose him, we are screwed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying any ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are screwed if we lose Luvu. Hear what I'm saying, Panthers management. Do not overuse this man. Do not do it. That is the quickest way to an over season. From here on out. That is the quickest path to a 1-win season. And Matt Rule, do not take this as a challenge. Do you understand me, man? Do not take this as a challenge. Please don't. I'm telling you, man. CMC is the next one that's going to be the next victim. Recently it's Jeremy Chin. Now it's going to be CMC. Because this management does not listen. They don't care about these players. All they see is a name on a sheet. They may act like they do, but right now, it's just a name on a sheet. They're expendable. And I mean, they can talk all this stuff about, oh, we go out to dinner and do all this stuff. But on the field, if you really cared about these players, you would coach them properly. If you really cared about these players, you would have fired Ben McAdoo by now and found us a better offensive coordinator. If you really cared about these players, you would have went to bat, you know, for everybody that's been saying that we need to do better. And here's how. You know, and listen to their explanations. If you really cared about these players, you would have pulled a 180 by now. But everybody can see your true colors. We can see beyond the lipstick on the pig, man. We see the pig. We all see the pig, bro. You can put all the lipstick on it you want to. But it's still a pig. And that's what this team is, Matt. You can dress it up and act like everything is beautiful and fine and dandy. And, oh, we'll get to 10 wins. We'll do this and that. We'll push the boundaries. We'll break the glass ceilings. But until you do it, nobody's going to buy into it. We just came off of a 9-game losing streak, guys. We are literally 1-11 in our last 11 games. So tell me again how we're supposed to be optimistic. Tell me again how we're supposed to put on those Panther color glasses and be like, oh yeah, sure, now I see it. Now I see it. Anybody that doesn't understand the true reality of this team right now is way behind the 8 ball. For real. Y'all are way behind the 8 ball. Get out of your fantasy lands. You know, wake up. We are where we are. And I hate to be that guy, man, but it's the truth. And y'all can call me a fake Panther fan all you want. Anybody outside of the crew, y'all can do that if you want to. That's just water off a duck's back. I'm just showing you the reality of what this team really is. I'm pulling the curtain down. And I'm showing you what we have. I'm showing you who we are. This isn't new. We've been dealing with this since last year, folks. This is not new. And most importantly, I want y'all to read this. And I want y'all to read this loud and freaking clear. When, not, not if, when we get that number 1 pick, and we will, when we get this number 1 pick in the draft, I don't want Rule anywhere near this thing. Nowhere near it. I don't want him touching it at all. I don't want him sending us scouting reports. I don't want him. No. No more. This is the last straw, folks. This man does not touch our roster. He does not touch our number 1 pick. He does not touch anything after this year. Because we all know he's doomed to fail. Everybody knows it. Even he knows it. And he's trying everything to get fired, and he just can't do it. This is just the most stupidest garbage, man. It's the most stupidest garbage. Yeah, absolutely, Clown Rule is back. Clown Rule is absolutely back. I'll leave him up there all season if I have to. He's back. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere until he gets fired. That's for real. Man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Somebody gonna say bring Foxy Roxy back. Man, please. No. That was an era right there that I would like to forget. Except for the Jake Delhomme days, man. Those were the days. But for the most part, man, I love John Fox, as a person. He had a great personality, but he was a defensive coordinator, posing as a head coach, though. It's just, that was not it. We got lucky that one year, but That ain't what we're looking for. And Mr. Clown Rule back in his presser boxes again. You know, on Monday morning. Oh, I gotta find any kind of excuse to cover up my team. Man, please. Everybody can see your nonsense, bro. Everybody can see your nonsense. Anybody can see it, bro. Hold up. I got a funny video. Some of y'all saw this. Hold up. It's taking forever to load. I'm trying to get that video. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Y'all need to see this.
Yeah, see, look, at the end of the day, I know for us, got to keep morale and everything up for the teams. That's one of the reasons why we're going here. We're definitely gonna make sure we get ourselves something good here. Hi, yes, yeah, I was going through your menu here and I was checking things out, and I think, I was looking. I was actually wondering, like those Happy Meals. I gotta have one of those Happy Meals.
Okay, you want the kids Happy Meal?
No, I want the adult Happy Meal. I want the big kids one. I don't know if the nuggets came for the adults, but.
Okay, and what kind of sauce?
I have to go back and check the menu here. Definitely gotta go with a little sweet and sour, for sure.
Anything else for you?
No, that's gonna be it for us at the end of the day.
All right, you can go for it. Thank you.
At the end of the day, the standard when it comes to French fries are obviously the McDonald's fries, because they're crispy, they're golden, but the most importantly thing is they're consistent. And for us, when we go back, check the tape, the West thing we're looking for is we're looking for consistency. It's also super nice when you get a nice little surprise out there too.
The missing consistency. Oh my god. That's one of the best parodies I've ever seen right there. Considering you ever watched his press conferences, that is exactly how he talks too. Bro, I can't. I can't with this one. Oh my god. That was beautiful. That was straight up beautiful. Oh my god. Who came up with that masterpiece? That was absolutely amazing. Alright. Oh, let's get back into the content, guys. Let's do this. Alright, so we're looking at the games on Sunday for week 5, right? So we got the Giants and Green Bay. I got Green Bay winning that one and going 4-1. Impressively, the Giants have actually managed to go 3-1 up to this point. Eventually, that streak is going to end. Buffalo over Pittsburgh to make them 4-1. We got Cleveland and the Chargers. Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup. And why I say that is Cleveland has been playing pretty well lately. Excuse me. And they're actually slated to win this game. Interestingly enough. You got Nick Chubb with 81 carries, 459 yards, and 5 touchdowns so far this year. Now, granted, we all know how many of those yards came off of us. So, I do believe that Cleveland has a strong chance of winning this game. Chargers are going to pretty... excuse me. It's tired right now. It's been a long day. Please forgive that. I'm trucking on through for y'all. But yeah. The Chargers are going to put up a good fight, man. They have been so far. So, I think it's going to be a real interesting one. And if I had to put my finger on it, the Browns actually do have an offensive advantage, slightly. But the Chargers kind of make up for that a little bit in defense. So, it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight one, man. It'll just depend on how Jacoby Brissett plays and how Herbert responds to it. Because we all know Eckler and Chubb are going to do what they do. Wims is going to do what he does. Cooper is going to do what he does. So it's going to come down to these quarterbacks. Which one is going to perform better under pressure. And we'll find out. Real interesting game to watch there. So, if there's an opportunity to check that out, at, and I believe that one's going to be later on in the evening. You should definitely check that out. Alright, so, Houston and Jacksonville. I've got Jacksonville. But don't underestimate Houston's ability to sneak up on a team and get an upset win when they have an opportunity to do that. Even as bad as their team looks right now, any given Sunday. That's what I'm saying here, man. Any given Sunday. If you lay down and you play soft like Jacksonville has to a degree, watch out. That's all I'm saying, man. If they don't lay down and they don't play soft, then they should win that game. Chicago and Minnesota. And Chicago's another one of those teams that might sneak up on somebody too, because they got that 2-2 record right now. Don't discount that. But they're not as strong as they appear. So I got Minnesota. Now, Detroit and New England. Here's an interesting one. I got Detroit with a win right here. 2-3. And it's the first time in years, I'm actually projecting Detroit to win a game over New England. I've never done this before. I have never projected this before. Mind you. I'm doing it today. Detroit over New England. I'm saying it. And I cannot even believe I'm saying it right now. But I am. And here's the reason why. New England still has not figured out their offense. But Detroit's offense is going to overpower them. Now, how badly is that Detroit defense going to play against New England's offense? That's going to be the key here. It's going to be another Wild Wild West shootout here with Detroit. How many of these games, until they start breaking 500, man, it's going to happen eventually. But that defense has got to play better if they ever want to do it. All right, so I think this might be the game that it might start that road towards 500 again for Detroit. We'll see. We'll see. You still got to do with Belichick, and it's in New England, man. It's in Boston. Scary business. Scary business playing in that stadium. But good luck to them. I really do hope they pull it out. I really do hope so. You know, because I really want this for them. They've been so far down in the depths of the NFL for so long. It is time. You know what I'm saying? It's just time. All right, Seattle and New Orleans. This is another opportunity for Seattle to beat another NFC South team, and they haven't been able to do it. They haven't been able to do it yet. They lost to Atlanta, and I think they lost to Tampa Bay as well, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check. Let me double check. No. This is their second NFC South team. Okay, so, fair enough. Alright, so you failed against the Falcons, right? And the Falcons were supposed to be bottom of the division, right? Wrong. Alright, so you've somehow managed to get a win over the Lions. Now, here's the problem with that. They're going to think they're high and mighty when they beat the Saints here on Sunday. You know, because they think, well, you know, the Saints aren't putting up much of an offense. We got this. You know, we put up 48 last week. We could put up 27 and take care of business. No problem. You roll on into this Chargers game down here with that attitude. The Chargers are not going to take kindly to that. You know, in about 2 weeks. And I can tell you that's going to be a very, very different result than what you're expecting. If you keep that attitude going through the Saints game in Arizona. Because the Chargers will keep up with you. And they will fight back. You know, that AFC West is not a joke. Never has been a joke. So, you know, keep rolling in there with that attitude and thinking, oh, we can stroll through this, man. Our toughest games are towards the bottom. Yeah, we got this. Nope. Chargers are going to change that mentality real quick. They're going to make you earn it. So, good luck. You know, you might get this win over the Saints, but and a win over Arizona next week. But good luck with that afterwards, though. You're going to need it. Miami and the Jets. Interestingly enough, the Jets are 2-2. This is going to be an interesting battle here. And I never thought I would say this either. Because this is really a weird year. Where some of the teams like the Jets and the Lions are starting to push back and actually get 2-2. You know, the Chicago Bears right now, the Giants are 3-1. I mean, Lions and Giants and Bears and oh my, you know what I mean? It's wild, man. I did not expect this from this season. But, I mean, it's the first 4 weeks, a lot of weird things happen. And then it starts to smooth back out. But, at this point, I think some of these might become some patterns. And I'm going, okay, let's keep an eye on this stuff. You know what I mean? So, I like the Miami Dolphins over the Jets. I do. Alright, so Atlanta over Tampa. Atlanta and Tampa Bay, I actually have Atlanta winning. And this is a weird feeling for me. Betting against Tom Brady is a weird feeling. Normally I wouldn't do this, but Tom Brady's offensive line has been real questionable. And Atlanta can take advantage of that. They don't have the best defense out there, but they can still pass rush you. So it's still going to be nasty. Tom's going to have to work, man. He's going to have to work for this one if he wants it. And this is an opportunity for Atlanta to take control of the division. Oddly enough. I didn't think I'd be saying that. But yes, this is a chance for Atlanta to take control of the division. If we don't get our business taken care of against San Francisco, and get caught up, we could be right there in second place behind Atlanta if we do what we're supposed to be doing. The problem is we don't. So we'll be sitting there at the bottom of the league with 1-4. Tampa's going to be 2-3. Atlanta's going to be 3-2. And the Saints are going to be 2-3. Yeah, because maybe, just maybe, they somehow pull off a win over Seattle. But if not, then we're sitting there with a tie for third with the Saints at 1-4. Moving on, Dallas, the Rams. Tough one there. Dallas is playing a little better than I thought they would to this point in the season. I have to go with the Rams, though, too, still. I got to go with the Rams here. Although they are not infallible. So, we'll see what happens there. It could be a 50-50 game. I think it's going to come down to the Rams' playing ability. What do they have? What are they showcasing? Can they get it done? Alright, you got Philadelphia, Arizona. Philadelphia is going to go 5-0 over Arizona. Clear win for Philadelphia on this one. Clear and obvious one. One of the worst defenses in the league, if not the worst, next to the Lions. Oh, yeah. Even with a struggling offense, Philly could still pull it off. Alright, Cincinnati over Baltimore. I think there is a chance Cincinnati could pull this one off. It's early in the season against Baltimore in Baltimore. You have an opportunity. Take advantage of it if you're the Bengals right now. You won't get another one. That I can tell you right now. You will not get another one. Because once the Ravens get into playoff time, man, watch out. This is not the same team anymore. Once they get to the second half of the season. They are more focused. They are more honed in. They are pissed. So you don't want to mess with them then. And unfortunately, we got our schedule right at the start of that run for Baltimore. So have fun with that. Alright, the big game is going to be KC against Las Vegas Raiders. I've got KC. I got KC in that one. The winner of that usually has a pretty clear path to winning. the division. Although the Chargers are sneaking up there, so it could be a very, very different race this year since the Raiders are dropping. Kind of out of that race a little bit right now, but they could recover. Don't discount the Raiders. They could recover. So, but right now I see the Chiefs and Chargers battling it out for the division title. For now. You know, Denver's out of it pretty much. They just lost to the Colts, and the Colts are really struggling right now. And they lost to them in overtime. Yeah, Denver's out. I'm not seeing Denver in this race at all. I'm not even seeing them in the picture right now. Alright, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. Where we celebrate the 500 Facebook followers and all of that, you know. And I give my final thoughts on what we see on game day. And we'll take comments and questions and all that stuff tomorrow. You know, before the game. So if you guys are interested in doing that, we'll do that. But I want to run through the injury reports. I want to run through the depth charts today. What to be wary of, what to be cautious of. Alright, so looking at the, and I also want to look at the injury report too. Injury report. Alright, so, getting started, we've got Armstead, their defensive tackle with a foot injury, questionable. Daniel Brunskill, their offensive tackle with a hamstring injury, he's out. Alright, so that's an opportunity for our pass rushers and our defensive tackle. Now, I'm not sure what part of the depth chart he's in. Let's see. Whew. Okay, he's second string. He's second string center. I see. Alright. So no, that is not an opportunity. Alright, moving on. Tylen Davis Price, running back. Ankle injury, he's out. Alright, so looking at the depth chart there, he's second string running back, so we will not be seeing Tyron on the field at all. We'll either say Jordan Mason or Mack splitting carries with Jeff, because we've seen a lot of split carries with running backs and stuff like that this year. It's just been a common thing. Tyler Croft is out with a knee injury. Now Croft, if we go back and look at this, that is a third string tight end. So I'm not interested in that one. Trent Williams, offensive tackle, no injury, resting their player. Did not practice on Wednesday. Full practice. So we will see Trent Williams. And he's the starting left tackle. Now, why might that one be important? If they decide to start resting Trent, we'll see Colton come in. Alright, so that might be an opportunity. Moving on. George Kittle with a groin injury. That's a big one right there. Limited practice, full practice. So yes, we will see George Kittle. He is the next of the top 5 tight ends out there, and a very dangerous one. So I advise people to definitely pay attention to Kittle. So essentially what I see going on here is a little bit of the same from the last game where we shut down the tight end, the top 5 tight end, but the running game kills us and the short game pass kills us. If they try to throw it deep to Debo, we will have that covered. If they try to go deep to Brandon, we will have that covered. Ray McLeod is a deep ball threat as well. That I know for sure. After spending a lot of time watching Ray in a Clemson uniform. So yes, I'm very aware of what he can do. And he's very, very much a huge threat if he ever comes in. 4 catches for 53, but look average. This is what I want people to notice. 13.25. I've been watching this dude for a long time, y'all. 5'9", 190. He's fast. He's one of the fastest wide receivers I've seen. And coming into the league, yeah, his numbers might not look like much, but I'm telling y'all, watch out for this dude, man. He could break tackles. He can move. Wait, what? We had him in 2019? And we didn't even use him? He had 3 fumbles for us? On special teams? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God, I remember that now. Oh, no. Oh, Ray. Oh, wow, man. If that dude hadn't had those 3 fumbles and he had actually popped off like I wanted him to pop off in 19, oh my God. I'm telling you, dude, we had a baller on our freaking special teams and we didn't even use him. All he had to do was work on his hands, bro. All he had to do was work on his hands. And now the Bills have him. The Bills had him first. We got him. Steelers got him. He put up some numbers with the Steelers, man. 39 catches for 277 yards, 7.1 average. You know, no touchdowns. You know, he's a chain mover. That's who he is. He's a chain mover. You know, 4 catches for 53 this year with the 49ers, 20 yards long. I'm telling you though, look at the longest. 24, 20, 16 there with the Bills. And notice how he doesn't get a single starting game with us. 3 other teams started this man and managed to somehow get him past 6 point whatever it is average. And we didn't even start him. This makes me royally angry with our management. Y'all know how I feel about Clemson people, man. We stuck this man on special teams. Special teams. notice, yeah, he does have a fumbling problem, but that is a coachable thing. You know, if you start doing the drills, you know, and stuff like that, it is fixable. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll grant you that. But look at his average, man. Look at the yardage. I mean, it's beautiful. The man's a machine when he gets going. You don't want to get him going. He can wreak some havoc. Now, as far as everybody's going to center in on George Kittle. They're all going to center in on Deebo Samuel. But honestly, people like Ray that are just sitting on this depth chart, man, watch out for them. They can hurt you. They can hurt you more than you expect them to. Alright, so if Jimmy goes down, you got Brock. And Brock's not that impressive. Alright, we go into the defense. First person I noticed by name is Ridgeway. And Nick Bosa, of course. Nick Bosa is going to absolutely shred Icky. Icky's not ready for this, man. I've been watching Nick Bosa for a few years now. He is not ready for this task. But if he can handle him for about half the game, I'd say he's done pretty well. You know? Because Nick Bosa is who he is. You know? He is who he is. Alright, so let me just minimize the clown a little bit so I can take a look at this. So y'all can see this for yourselves. Another one that catches my attention is Xavier Woods. And the reason that he catches my attention, look at this. 5 years in the league. 6'1", 196. He's had 10 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. That's why he's caught my attention. 1 pass deflection per game. Now watch that number jump up to about 3 because of our offensive line not being disciplined and not being coached correctly. And look at his pass deflection numbers as a whole career. You got 10 with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019. You got 8 with the Chiefs in 21 last year. Chiefs made a mistake of letting this dude go, man. I'm going to say that right now. He may not have any sacks. Which, I mean, as a corner, that's not your goal, really. But the pass deflections, man. And here's where I think they decided to part ways with him. 244 total tackles, 170 solo. The guy was not giving them what they wanted. Even though he had 2 interceptions in last year and 2 in 2019. and a forced fumble in both 19 and this year. He's going to run up those same types of numbers, and it's not going to end well. The only thing that's going to change is those pass deflections. So if we throw that ball anywhere near, say maybe DJ Moore, he'll start knocking that thing down. Emmanuel Mosley, the other corner, 5'11", 190. Tennessee man, 13 solo tackles. But notice the forced fumbles number is a goose egg. Notice the sack number is a goose egg. Notice he has no interceptions. Now, let's take a look at his numbers so far. 1 pass deflection per game. Not impressive. Overall, when you look at these numbers, they're not really that impressive through 4 games. Especially considering this pass deflection column here, where last year he got 10 pass deflections, 9 the previous year, 8 the year before. So pass deflections are going to run high and rampant with Emmanuel Mosley if you throw that ball in the wrong spot, which Baker has been known to do as of lately. It's not going to end well. 159 total tackles, 118 solo. So he can handle his business out there tackling. Anything else that I really want to point out here? No. Just watch out for him. Samuel Womack. Mr. Womack. Here we go. Rookie. 5'10", 189. So what has he done so far? Oh, I'd say about 5 tackles, 3 solo, 1 assist, 1 forced fumble. Now, what do all 3 of these guys have in common? Forced fumbles. Let's continue. Now, if you know anything about Nick Bosa, you know how dangerous this man is. 6'4", 266. 4 years in the league. He's comfortable now. 10 solo tackles. 6 sacks. He's going to be a problem. He got 2 per game against the Seahawks. And the Seahawks had a pretty good offense. He got 2 against the Rams. Rams had a pretty good offense. This is a big red flag right here for us to watch out for Joey. Because he's Nick Bosa, because he's about to pop off this year. If he's already putting up those numbers just in weeks 2 and 4, we got a problem. And if you've been watching Taylor Moton lately, if you've been watching some of these guys on our offensive line, this is a serious problem. that we're going to have to deal with tomorrow. I don't need to remind you how dangerous Nick Bosa is. Just watch him. Just watch the man. That brings me to... Oh, excuse me. That brings me to Al Shazar. Al Shazir. Yeah, Al Shazir. This man is 6'2", 228 pounds. 4 solo tackles so far. Hasn't done that much, but does currently have the Community Relations Rookie Player Award, which is awesome in 2019. Good for him, man. That's really cool. So in the Broncos game, arguably, that one and the Bears game could be considered his best game so far this year. 3 assists in both. 5 solo tackles, 2 solos in both. Wasn't that impressive in the Seattle game. But if you look at his numbers as a whole, here's what you notice. Last year, 4 pass deflections and an interception in 2020 and 2021. Forced fumble in both years. And he picked up 2 opposing fumble recoveries last year. So watch this dude when he gets in the pile. Don't let him get anywhere into that ball. Now here's the interesting thing. Last year, 102 total tackles. 51 solo, 44 assists, 2 sacks. Now before this, he wasn't previously showing a sack ability. Since he came out of college. Stats wise. But he does need help out there. So, he relies on that linebacking core. And that's what that number suggests right there. That is who he is. Yes, he can get pass deflections, but he relies on his core linebackers around him to help him out. You know, to get some of these big time tackles and stuff like that. We can use that against him. But we got to use our weapons correctly. That's the key here. If we don't use our weapons correctly, we're not taking advantage of anything. I see a couple of holes in this San Francisco defense, man. And Shazir is one of them. You know, Armstead might be the other. You know, so far he's only recorded 4 solo tackles. But if you go back and look at his numbers overall, yeah, he can solo tackle, but he needs help. Again, this is a guy that hasn't shown any pass deflections last year in 17 games. You know, he had 6 sacks, and that's what those pass deflections got converted into, was sacking in those packages that he was being used in to blitz. So yes, he is a guy that can sack, but you know, I wouldn't doubt that he has at least 1, maybe 2 tomorrow because of our line. But thus far, like, it's been a slow start. And, you know, 63 total tackles last year. Um, 22 solo, 34 assists. You know, nothing scary about this dude except for his pass rushing ability. So really what we need to worry about is him pass rushing. If he's in on blitz packages, that's when we need to start paying attention. He could always start turning on the Jets, though, against our D, though. Against our O-line, I mean. And that's going to be a problem. And I'll remind people, we have made some of the most average D linemen look like Pro Bowlers against our O-line. I'll remind people of that again, because that's exactly what we're doing. I've heard a lot about Eric Armstead. And by name, he's going to stretch out, be popular to everybody. But he's also one of their weaknesses. Because of that reason. You know, he's focused too much on these packages of blitzing and stuff that if he's not blitzing, it's just another linebacker out there. You know, that we can get something around him. The trick is planning it correctly and doing it. Executing. Is there anybody else that really sticks out to me? Tre'Davious Moore. Safety position, 6'2", 200 pounds. Southern Mississippi. 1 solo tackle so far. He hasn't really been a part of the action that much. You know, kind of a quiet year last year as well. 52 total tackles, 37 solo. 1 pass deflection, 1 forced fumble. But he also picked up that fumble. Alright, so. There was talk of us going after was it was it Bobby or was it DeMarco? Or D'Amico Ryans? D'Amico? I think it was D'Amico. I'll have to research that a little bit more. I believe so. That we should look into him as our next head coach opportunity. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But that's the talk I'm hearing, you know, from 1 or 2 people so far. I don't want to read too much into that. You know, you got a pretty good staff here. You know, you got Chris Forrester with the offensive line and the run game coordinator. I mean, it's a good staff, man. I'm not going to say it's the best staff out there, but it's, you know, it's talked about, man. You know? You got 5 co-owners and a chief executive officer here for San Francisco. That's an interesting thing to look at. John Lynch is their general manager. Let's see. Adam Peters, assistant general manager. Keena Turner. Okay. National scout is Chip and Josh. Okay. Just some things to look at there. I'm learning more about each one of these teams, you know, as we play them. So judging by San Francisco so far, you're looking at a 28-21 win over the Packers in Green Bay, which is now known as Levi's Stadium, and that's sad that they changed that name. You know. Oh, okay, that was in San Francisco. My mistake. But the Niners won 17-7. You know, this is an opportunity right here. Because they took that loss against San Francisco. Houston there. That's preseason. Okay, so here we go. Regular season. So they really didn't show their hand in preseason. That's what I'm seeing there. Alright, that's what we can learn from that. Regular season. Let's begin. They took a 19-10 loss against the Chicago Bears. That one had to hurt. Regular season starter. But a win over the Seattle Seahawks. Now again, remember that Seattle defense is not that strong, so 27 points, predictable. Alright, week 3, they took that loss to the Denver Broncos, 11-10. Denver is not that exciting, so defensively or offensively. So, the fact that they could not take advantage of that Denver defense, keep that in mind. But, there's that big win over the Rams. Now, 24-9. The Rams got caught at the wrong time, and in the wrong place. Realistically. Because if you've watched the Rams for long enough, that should have been a loss to the Rams. But 24-9. So now they might think they're a little cocky, man, coming into this Carolina game. Well, guess what? If they score more than 17 against this defense, it's all over. Even Trey Boston said it. Why are y'all even watching still? It's going to be an L. He wasn't wrong. So, Atlanta being the next one. They're focused on us. They got the Chiefs coming up after that. Then there's the Rams again. In SoFi Stadium. Then they battle the Chargers, then Arizona, then the Saints. Okay, so it does get a little easier after the Chargers, but that's a little bit of a rough stretch if you're San Francisco. Okay. Um, so, I mean, podcasts are starting to become a thing in San Francisco, which is cool. You know, I like seeing that, you know, because you got former players on these podcasts and stuff like that. Speaking of, does anybody know if Steve Smith is one of the regulars on that podcast that I was playing? Because if he was, that's really, really cool. Because I would like to listen to a little more of him and hear what he has to say. Now, here's what I got a problem with. You're promoting Robbie Anderson, and you want us to buy tickets. You're promoting one of the biggest loudmouths on the team, you know. Now, granted, he is putting out, he is taking care of business on the field. I give him his credit for that. I do. But fact remains, one of the biggest loudmouths on this team. And you want him as your promoter for people to buy tickets? Here's your sign. That's all I'm going to say. Either people buy tickets or they don't. And they're not going to buy tickets to see this clown show that we are putting out on the field every week. Real talk, that's just how it's going to be. Until we fix our problem, that's how it's going to be. Alright, guys. So that is realistically all I really need to cover right now. Unless you guys can think of something right now. We're sitting there with a 9.6 cap right now. 9.62. So, fun stuff. Oh, our injury report. That's right. We gotta cover ours. I forgot about that. My bad, y'all. We got a few minutes. Let's do it. Our injury report features LaVisca, who is out due to a hamstring. Marquise Haynes with a knee injury, questionable. Full practice on Thursday and Friday. Frankie, this is the one I was concerned about. Now, when you see that did not practice on Thursday, that should spook you. If you've been watching this team for long enough, that right there should spook the heck out of you. Because we are barely hanging on by a thread as it is. And if this man goes down, there goes the whole neighborhood. So then, I think he's going to play. I think he will. Thankfully. But I like to see them nurse that shoulder injury, man. Because I don't like seeing him get overused, and I don't like seeing him go out there with a shoulder injury prior to, you know, and not 100% fixed. I don't like it. It's not good. Alright, so you got Stanley Thomas over. Thigh injury, he's out. Excuse me. You got Steven Sullivan with a back injury. He's out. That's our third string tight end. Alright, so normally I wouldn't pay much attention to that, but we sometimes like to run the 3 tight end set for some reason and have him out there blocking on a couple of plays. So, and Shaq with a knee injury. This one should spook you as well. Except for the fact that he had full practice on Thursday and full practice on Friday. So Shaq will play. Most likely. Now here's the one that should really spook you. Considering Jeremy Chin is on the IR for about 4 weeks. Now our other main safety, Xavier Woods, who has a hamstring injury, did not practice on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. He's listed as questionable. Lord have mercy, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. I do not like that one single bit. That scares me. Because you all know who is going to come in that situation. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I don't need to speak his name. We already know. If Woods does not play, we are screwed at safety. We are straight up screwed. And I warned y'all this might happen. Management, I warned y'all. But you didn't listen. Now here we are. In this situation yet again. Lord have mercy, this management. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about these players. You mismanaged Jeremy Chin. You're mismanaging Brian Burns. You're mismanaging Shaq. You're mismanaging CMC. You're mismanaging LaVisca and TMJ. I mean, at what point do you say enough is enough, Mr. Tapper? Come on, man. At what point? We can't keep doing this, bro. My God, man. I heard Panthers fans talking about, well, it's time to go back to college football on Saturdays. You know, this Sunday's games ain't going to be worth watching no more. And I'm sitting there like, as a Panthers YouTuber, you know, it's one of the ways that I like to help, you know, promote this franchise is to come up with a way to defend why we should watch Panthers football on Sundays. I struggled to argue with those points. I could not come up with an answer that would be suitable enough to get them to continue watching on Sundays. And when you get to that point, that's just sad. That's sad, folks. We're here. We're here again, folks. Week after week after week. And it's not changing. It's the same sad reality every week. I don't know what y'all are expecting. I really don't. Yeah, I still ride with Baker. I think he's still got some potential in him. But you got to coach him. Otherwise, you'll never see it. You know, I see a little bit more in Ian Thomas. But you'll never see it if you don't get the right coaching. I mean, this is It's pretty simple. Alright, guys. I'm going to bed. We got another stream tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, about 1:30, maybe 2. I might roll with 2 since we covered a lot of content tonight. But if y'all want me to go back through these lists again and talk about some people, from 1:30 to 3:30, we could do that. We could definitely do that. But I want to get to y'all's comments, pregame before we do that. Thank you very, very much for all the support and all the love. Matter of fact, let me check what our sub count is right now. I just want to check it. Check it. Yep, 485 subs, man. Real talk, that's exciting. 485 subscribers. And every one of y'all are incredible human beings who have come out here and they really want to learn, man. They really want to listen and hear what we got to say. And, real talk, man. They're here for the real. They're not here to play games. They're not here to screw around. They're not here to pretend like they're optimistic about our chances. They're here to listen, man. They want to know what the real truth of this team is. And they want to try to fix it as a group. And I gotta say, man, I got mad respect for that right there. Because that's what we tried to build. Thank you to all of you. You're all amazing. Let's quickly run through those shout outs one more time. Dimitrik on Facebook, Paul. I don't know who else on Facebook. Just trying to run through it. Let's see. I guess I gotta refresh. Hold up. Let's see. Who we got here? Well, y'all know who you are. If I shouted you out in the beginning of the stream, you already know who you are. Yep. Love this guy and love having conversations with him off stream, man. Great human being. And, I like his family too, so, they're all awesome. Lock Poppy. Always faithful, always here, man. Always showing support. Vietnam as well. What's good, man? Love having you here. This guy's a regular. And, we got Isaiah coming up in here with some heat. We're the laughing stock of the NFL with Matt Rule. That's the truth. That's the straight up truth, man. Vietnam says, I'm debating if I'm going to watch this epic beatdown on Sunday. I might get some rest or do some laundry. Man, I feel that one. But me as a YouTuber, I gotta watch this game, man. And y'all get that luxury of just walking away from it and being like, man, I can get some house chores done. I can I can sit there and just take a nap, you know. Man, I wish I had that luxury though. But I'm a YouTuber, so I gotta, and I do certain things with my channel and this Panthers team, so I gotta stick with it, man. You know, through great times and heckin' brimstone, you know, I gotta stick with it because that's who I am. There will be some Sundays where I will not give out grades because I am that disgusted. And keep that in mind. That did happen a couple of times last year. And it was sad. But I stuck with it though. I watched the entire games. I did, y'all. I did. Thick and thin, man. I'm here for it all. I'm a Panthers fan through and through. And anybody that says I'm not a Panthers fan or I'm a fake Panthers fan, you are dead wrong. Dead wrong. We could be going through an 0-17 season and I would still watch every single game and do these streams. I would still do it, bro. Real talk. We could go through a 1-16 season, and I would still do these streams. Now, there's a few times where I've been tempted not to do streams. There's been a few. I've had to move a couple of streams because I was that pissed off, and I was just that emotional to where I did not want people to see that types of toxicity the next day. But that's just who I am. You know, I'm not gonna back down from a challenge though. That's not who I am. I give 110% to whatever I do. Y'all know this. You know, so if I'm not able to do a stream, y'all know it's something serious. You know, either I don't have the energy to do it, or I'm just not mentally and physically and emotionally there to be able to handle it for 4 hours with y'all. You know, and that's a rare thing. So, but yeah, y'all can watch something. Explaining to everybody why we lost. Why we got blown up by the 49ers, which is going to happen. By the way, if they score more than 17, we're done. We're done. The numbers do not support it. They do not support a comeback. I don't care how optimistic people are. They don't support it. And I hate to break it to people, man, but this is the reality of this team. Like, get out of your delusional Panther-colored glasses, man, and come back to reality. This is what this team really is. We've been saying this for weeks on end. Come on, guys. It's not changing until you fire the one man responsible for making it happen. The root of the problem. They won't do it. Tepper won't do it. He won't man up and admit to his mistakes. So, here we are again. And amazingly, I'm surprised we're not 0-5 right now. But we're 1. It's so hard to be optimistic about this team right now. It is. It really is. I want to be so bad. You have no idea. Because of the talent we have. I want to be. But I can't. I gotta see things at face value. I have no other choice. That's who I am. I'm a face value man. So, here we are, bro. Thick and thin. I'm sticking by this team. And I am so thankful to everybody that is stuck by this stream through thick and thin, through this 9-game losing streak, through all of this nonsense, man, with Matt Rule, through all this nonsense with Ron Rivera. You know, y'all have stuck by it. And I am so thankful. Y'all have no idea. There we go. It reconnected again. Yeah. Welcome back if you're on YouTube. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but yeah. If you have been here since the very beginning, pat yourself on the back. Y'all are the real ones. What we built here is special, man. It's beautiful. This channel is as much yours as it is mine. Real talk. This Facebook group page, same thing. It's just as much yours as it is mine. And, you know, I could not be more blessed and thankful to have such an incredible crew here, making this possible every single day. And we're going to continue to make our voices heard. We're going to continue to be who we are. We're going to continue to keep pounding through all of these challenges, because we don't know any other way of doing this. Every Sunday, this is what we do. You know? And Sam Mills would be doggone proud of what we created here, man. He would love it. And I could just see him smiling down, man, looking at this channel and just saying, nice job. You know? Y'all are calling it for what it is with this team, and we appreciate it, man. Yeah, y'all might be missing a few things, maybe. But here's some advice, you know, but y'all are on the right track, man. And y'all are a family, most importantly, though. And that's more important than football right there. We got a crew, we got a family that look out for each other and support each other, man. We're brothers and sisters, man. Everywhere. We're a crew. Y'all are all a part of it, man. And it's so beautiful to see this thing blossom into what it has been. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart. And I hope to keep doing this for you guys. For as long as I possibly can. And when I can't, this channel will be passed on to someone as equally as passionate as I am. And that they will continue the work and keep this going for as long as humanly possible, because it doesn't just belong to me. I started this, but this channel doesn't just belong to me. It belongs to all of you as well. And I will continue to do this for as long as possible until that day comes. So, but rest assured, this channel will live and breathe. You know, and we will all keep pounding together. Alright, guys. I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk, this has been such a great stream. And if you'd like to check out that video with Steve Smith, excuse me. If you'd like to check out that video with Steve Smith, it is on the Keep Pounding Facebook page. Just scroll down, you'll find it. But I forgot to shout out Sean as well on Facebook. And big shout out to Dimitrik, man. This dude is a potential podcaster, so give him some love, give him some help. You know, give him some likes and follows, you know, and subs. He could use that help early on. But I really like this dude, man. He's been in here a few streams now, and you know, we've been showing him some love. He's been showing us some love. So, hey, man, anytime you want to come up on here, man, and talk, feel free, dude. You know, we'd love to hear your opinions. We'd love to hear what you have to say, and you know, we want to show that love to podcasters everywhere. You know, and it doesn't just stop at the Panthers podcasters either. It's podcasters everywhere, you know, around the NFL. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, man. Y'all are rocking it, man. And it's so fun to watch y'all do what you do. You know, podcasting it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of work and effort and energy that you have to put into this. And to see it pay off in the way that it has for our channel with these 500 followers. Well, I should say members on Facebook, man, of the crew. That, you know, that just shows you how hard this work has been, you know, to get this going and get it as far as we have and stretch it as far as we have. And we still have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. We haven't even begun to stretch this channel to as far as it can go. I believe that. Do y'all believe that too? We can definitely bring more people into this family, man. And I want y'all to share these streams with great people, you know, that you know will share our values and come in here and debate properly and be great people and do the things that we have set out to do for this community. And you know, shout out to Stephen Davis's cousin as well. Much love to you, man. Again, what a pleasure to meet this dude. You know, such a humble gentleman and a great person. And I would love an opportunity to talk to Stephen Davis himself, man. And just hear what he has to say and get his opinions, man. It would mean a lot. Especially right now with the team struggling the way it is. You know, his opinions would be very, very valuable. Because this team could use all the tips they can get. Realistically. They really could. Because if our coaching staff isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, then we need those tips from former players. And even when we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, those tips are welcome. Oh, excuse me. Long night. But, hey, if CMC has different opinions, let him come up in here, man. I want to hear from him. I want to hear what he has to say. We all do. If you think it's not coaching, then what's going on? Tell us what you can, what you can't. We understand. You know, some of this stuff's got to stay under wraps. I get it. You know, but talk to us about what you can talk about. You know, and you know, kind of help us to understand through examples and stuff. You know what you're trying to say, man. You know, because we're all under the pressure right now that it is the management. You know, if you think it isn't, please do talk to us, man. Real talk, man. We'll listen. We will listen with open hearts and open minds and open ears. You have my word on that. I openly invite you to come onto my platform and speak your mind, man. I will not interrupt. I will listen. 100% I will listen. Because I have so much respect for you, dude. It's crazy. So, you know, if anybody knows him, please do reach out. You know, we'd love to have him on here. As well as any other Panthers players that wish to come on here, man, please do. Or coaching staff or anybody. Please do. You know, we'd like to hear from you. You know, if you got a different opinion from what we have, please do defend your position, man. We want to hear the other side of it. I want to hear both sides of everything before we can make a rightful decision. You know, and right now I can only judge by what we see. You know, what we see is reality right now. So, if you want to change that reality, please do. Be my guest. Be my guest, literally, on this stream. And we will hear from you. And, you know, and let us make up our own minds, you know. We're all smart people here. We're all non-judgmental, you know, for the most part. And, you know, we'll listen to you, bro. Real talk. All of y'all. So, hey, if that's what you want to do, man, that's what you want to do. You know, keep the stuff hidden that you feel you need to keep hidden, and tell us about the stuff that you think you can talk about. You know, without getting yourself in trouble. I get it, man. You know, the team has rules. You know, I get it. We respect that. You know? We 100% respect that. And anything you tell me behind closed doors stays that way. You have my word on that too. I'm an honest man. And a very respectful man. So. And my man David can vouch for that. You know, I don't go around speaking people's business. I don't do that nonsense. I'm very respectful. So, anyway, y'all. Like I said, like and follow, sub, hit the bell, select all, leave a comment down below. Do what you do, guys. Do what you do. And we are clearly on the road to 500 for subs. Let's get it there, man. Let's get it there. I'm never satisfied, bro. I'm never satisfied. Let's get that 500 subs, baby. Alright. That's our next goal. Y'all feeling it, right? Y'all feeling it. 500 subs. We are so close. We're so close, y'all. People from other teams. You know, I mean, in fan bases from other teams, that's fine, man. You know, bring them up in here, man. We'll hear from them. As long as they're respectful and they you know, they're chill. You know, let them up in this chat, man. I'm cool with it. Let's go. I want to hear from all y'all. Because any amount of ways that we can help educate the youth about this game and make them love this game as much as we do, or help them to love this game, not make them, you know, but help them to love this game as much as we do. I would love that opportunity to do that. You know, I will enjoy every second of that opportunity. to do that. That's one of the goals here, man. But our biggest goal, y'all already know what that biggest goal is. I don't need to say it. You know? But I will anyway. Despite the clown rule messing up our team, despite this guy over here trying to screw up this team, nah. Despite that, you know what we're gonna do? Read the words on the screen. Y'all already know what we're doing. It's about that time, baby. Let's get up out of here.
The LG days at
Let's get up out of here, man. And as always, keep pounding. Peace, y'all. See y'all tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Be there, be square. Keep pounding.